Good morning. We're going on another hike today. This one's a special one. This one's the stretcher track hike. My start point today is Gap Creek Road. A little bit further down there is Stinson Park. We see Buchanan's Fort and Little Widgie Mountain just behind me over there. And where we're going to be going is all the way up Gap Creek Road to the end. In the middle of that saddle, to the right is Neglected Mountains, to the left is Stretcher Track. We're going to be following that whole contour of the ridgeline all the way through to Point Lookout, down to the Plane Wreck, down to West Ray's Grave and back up Christmas Creek. So we'll get our counter on. So we're going to see if we can do this all in the one day. That's the challenge. So I've started my stopwatch right here where I've parked my vehicle. And I want to see if I can do this in the one day. I really don't know. This is going to be a massive hike. Really big. The time at the moment, 7:37. It's a beautiful day, perfect day. There's a bit of gust though in the air, a bit of breeze blowing. But it's a beautiful day. Even the cows over here have bid me good morning. I'm kind of excited about this, to be honest. Been wanting to do stretcher track for quite some time. Just had no time. Who has time these days? So this is going to be brand new for me. We'll see how we go. The challenge will be, from my readings of other people's trail notes, is simply to stay on track. It's meant to be very thick, very overgrown, very messy. But as long as you stay on the crest of that ridge and just follow it all along, that's my understanding, should be right. And you'll see there's a saddle right there. Off to my right, you see beyond the trees, that's Neglected Mountain. I've never actually been up there yet. It's probably about, I don't know, from what I understand, it's about a 10-kilometer return journey. That's for another day, but my mission today will be to find my way up to the saddle there, and then there's a steep climb up right to the ridgeline up there. But I think as I go up, I'm led to believe there's some kind of a hut that I'll come across. And so I'm keen to, check out the hut really. So it should be cool. It's like a really nice little holiday house here. No one's here. Maybe they hire it out or something. All right, I'm getting 1.5 k's in. The saddle's getting a whole lot closer. Off to my left up there, I can see some cliff lines. All right, here we come to the end of the road. There's so many of these little tributaries crossing over Gap Creek Road. Look, this has taken me 14 and a half minutes, and it's 1.67 kilometers to get to this point. If you're doing Neglected Mountain, this might be a great spot to actually park your car. All right, so here we go, just a fire trail keeps going up. So let's just follow it and see if we come across this hut. One thing I'll tell you is straight off the bat, it's a steep road up. Oh, hang on. I can see a gate up here. All right, here we go. Respect private land. Stay on the route. Here we go. And off we go. I can see a bit of a structure up there. Perhaps that's the hut. All right, there's some old hut, a broken down shelter, toilet, I don't know. There's a picnic table. And there's an old Toyota, I think it is. All right, this is quite a majestic spot. Really nice. I'll give you an idea though. Up to here it was 2.25 kilometers, and it's taken me 25 minutes just to come up to this hut. If anyone knows the name of this hut, put it into the comment area. But this is a really nice spot. And if you wanted to, you could sit up on the bench there, have a look through to neglected mountains, and have a look up to where stretcher track is. Anyways, that was really nice. I liked that. But we're going to keep on punching through and hitting this trail that goes up to this saddle. So there's another bit of a stockyard here, cattle yard, and we want to find which way to go. My understanding is there's possibly two ways. One to go that way, one to go that way. Just following a track that's kind of been created. I can see a lot of hoof prints from the hiking cows. There's two posts up there. That might be a way. There's also another path that goes up there. I've come to like a well-trodden cow trail. It is very well trodden, geez. Oh, I can see a cow peeking at me there. Moo! Hello! It's giving me the eye, the pink eye. So this cow that I just saw here, as soon as it saw me, goes, runs down there somewhere. That's a trail running cow. All right, so I'm gonna keep going up, follow the way of the cow. I don't know, I need to get onto that side. I've found a cow trail that deviates off to the left because I felt that I was starting to go to the right too much, as in towards Neglected Mountain. So I found this cutting. It crosses like this little gully here, and basically just want to follow whatever trail a cow may have made. I reckon they've gone up here somehow. Goes up. Honestly, cows never cease to amaze me. I call them hiking cows because they honestly make and find any trail, and they're just amazing how good they are able to climb steep terrain. This is extremely steep. Righto, I just took a quick look at my maps.me tracker, and I'm getting close to the stretcher track on top of this ridge. I seem to have cut across. The map indicates to me there's another track that goes up there, and I'm on a trail as well, but my app seems to indicate that I've cut out a large chunk. I have to admit, this is very slow moving. This is extremely steep. I estimate about 50, 55 degrees incline. Whew. Let's keep going. Keep pushing. Oh, man, it's steep. I'm just about there too. little bit further, come on. Hey, there's a sign. What's it say? Okay, SPCTEMUS Dema Agendo. All right, good stuff. That way, neglected mountain. This way, the stretcher track. This way for the best view on this planet. Whew. Let's just take a closer look. Inside there's a little climber's hat, a bunch of pens, toilet bag. There's a picture here from 2018, LHC. And Boys Camp Pledge. Okay, in the book. This book was started by Lismore High School Leadership Camp in 2015. That's pretty cool. And the last person to have come through here, 25th of June, 2022. Nick and Sophie. Nick and Sophie. And David. Good on you guys. If you're watching this video, just checking out your entry into the hiker's log. Alright, I don't bother doing entries in these anymore. That's what my video is all about. But for everyone else, good on you guys. Now let's have a look at some time frames. Okay, 3.34 kilometers to come up here. I've ascended 400 meters. It's taken me 55 minutes. The time at the moment, the real time, is 8:39. So let's go. Stretch a track. So we're descending down into that saddle. It's a bit of overgrown grass here, so just got to take it easy. Can't go too quick or might do an ankle because I can't see the terrain fully. But anyway, it looks like it's going to be a bit of a steep drop, and then I'm sure a bit of a steep climb. That's pretty cool. I don't know what they're called, not the stag horns or elk horns. It's just growing really well on that tree there. And I can hear the tree just squeaking as it's scraping up against the other tree. Cows come up here, so cows will have paved the way for me. Be interesting to just see how far I can see evidence of cows going up stretch of track. I mean, you see no evidence of them you know, up at Point Lookout or anything, so it might sound silly, but it just intrigues me. Having never come this route before, seeing a lot of evidence of cows up here, there must be some kind of a fence that prevents them from going further. So that's what I'm keen to see. Is there a fence? What stops them from continuing up to the Stinson Plain Wreck, eh? What stops the cow from going there? A bigger fence, that's what stops them. I seem to be coming to another signpost. There's another ammo box here. And a bunch of metal tags. Okay, this is pretty cool. So some boys camp, these are all leadership camps, leadership, starting in 2001 to 2011. Every year it looks like they take them here. The last one I can see is 2010. Let's check out what's in the box. "26th of March 2022, Kim Beckinsdale and Jan Leverton." Cool. Now we're right down in the middle of this saddle between the two peaks. And this, I have to say, this is very pleasant. I love this. I was just reading that last entry in that last hiker's ammunition box. I don't know, some ladies there were commenting, they came up here in March, I think it was, and they tried venturing on, but it was too overgrown. Well, here we are in the middle of winter, and this is what it looks like at the moment. I have to say, look, this is just marvelous. I remember a few weeks back with a few good hiking friends, we did Buchanan's Fort and we went all the way across to Little Widgie Mountain. Now that was spectacular as well. And when I was at the top there, I said in a few more weeks we're going to be doing stretcher track, and here we are. What a privilege, what a glorious day this is to be able to do it. Like, this is just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm saying that now up until I get to the really hard chunky section probably. So this is it. This is the very center of the saddle. Looking out down towards Stinson campsite, Buchanan's Fort, Little Widgie Mountain, and check it out. This is just glorious, this whole ridge line to walk. All right, and this is why the cows don't go past this point. We come to a fence. All right. To get to that point, it's 4.12 kilometers. I've been at it for 1 hour and 9 minutes. So this is where it should get fun. All right, now we start our ascent up to that other peak, that other hill that's up here. And this is what it looks like going up. Still see a trail. And at the end of the day, all we're doing is following this whole crest of this ridge. All right, about midway up this section, you see the vegetation has changed to, I don't know, these small trees. You know, it's funny because in my mind, I wanted to do this circuit anti-clockwise, thinking that I'm going to start off, yeah, going up, but then it's going to be a nice, easy run along the ridge of stretcher track, and I come down past Stinson, Wreck, and just down to Christmas Creek. And that still stands true. But I didn't foresee that it would be this steep coming up this unnamed peak. Just look behind me. I think that's Running Creek down there or something like that. I'll have to have a look. But how majestic does that whole valley look? This is just as steep, this part anyway, going up as you're going up to the Stinson Wreck from Christmas Creek. Oh, it's beautiful though. Hey, what's pretty cool, I can see that hut that I passed before, all the way down there. If I can point to it. Wow, looks so tiny. And this hill looks so big. Still haven't come to the top. It's quite a long climb up, but we're starting to move into quite a few more grass trees in this vicinity. Righto, and now it's starting to even out. Jump over this big log. Ooh. We're now kind of at the top of the ridge, up that steep ascent. Whew. I've been at it now a total from where I parked my car 1 hour and 31 minutes, 4.89 kilometers. My real time is 9:17 a.m. Okay, we're coming to a section up here that it's definitely rainforesty, a lot of ferns, and this is a part that is kind of overgrown. Not unmanageable, at least not yet, but definitely covers, you know, the trail that is here, but you can still make it out. And worst comes to worst, at the end of the day, we're just keeping to the center of this ridge system. It ain't fast moving though, that's for sure. All right, I'll just show you something. There's some fallen trees here, still very close to the start of this whole walk in. Now, I made the mistake, I think it's a mistake, of going straight. So the trail there, but it deviates off to the left. I backtracked because it just didn't feel right. I came back to these fallen trees and I'm seeing over here, there is, I think, the trail. Pretty sure this is it. There's two big fallen logs. Yeah, this is it. I read about this in someone's notes. So that's something to keep an eye out for. You want to cross over these two logs. There's a big fallen tree over to my left. And I can see the path goes here. So yeah, that was quite easy to miss. Anyways, we're back on it. And this path is quite visible and not bad at all. All right, there is another part to be aware of. I'm 4.53 kilometers in. It comes to a bit of a messy section. There's a big tree. It's kind of cut down or, you know, rotted. Massive tree falls right here. There's quite a few fallen logs all along the trail here. Someone's left a ribbon. So I'm trying to pick up my pace a little more. Given that I'm not just coming here to camp for a night and then continue on. Here we've got Gympie plant. Just gotta watch it. Oh, it's quite a bit there. There it is again. Don't touch that stuff. So yeah, everyone that I've seen who has left notes, etc., has come here to camp the night. I'm trying to do this all in a day if I can. I've just reached 6.2 kilometers and, you know, still following the stretch of trail, but I have to admit that there are numerous sections here where it's easy to lose your way. So I don't recommend doing this trail on your own, or if you don't have a good head for navigation, you will easily go off trail and get stuck in bush. And if you are not very good at finding a trail back, yeah, at the end of the day, you're going to get lost. That's life. follow a hill down, find a creek, and get out of the valley, man. But seriously, very easy to lose your way here. So in all honesty, it's one of those ones that, you know, come prepared, come with someone who has either done it before or has a good head for following the terrain. At the end of the day, we're walking on top of a ridge, and you want to stick to the center of this ridge. Sometimes the trail becomes very indistinguishable. Other times it's a lot more clear. So I think I have to cross back over here. That's just an example. But at the end of the day, you want to just stick to the center of the ridge. And all I'm doing is I'm just heading northeast towards Point Lookout. Really good, really enjoying this though. I'm just thinking in my mind as I'm walking this path, back in 1937, that eventful night in February when a mini army of men basically had to machete their way through, well, I don't know, did they? Hey, check this out, through this path. Can't really read it. But yeah, just to think that in the middle of the night, a mini army of men went to rescue 2 survivors from the Stinson plane crash. Bernard O'Reilly, fatigued as he was, also went along. Now my understanding is that they went along Christmas Creek. That's the way Bernard actually came out. At the end of Christmas Creek Road. They followed it all the way up the usual, what's called the tourist route, up to the Stinson plane wreck, as it was the fastest way. However, it's too difficult and too steep to take them down that way. So what they did, they basically cut their way. They went almost up to Point Lookout and they cut their way through this trail. They cut this trail to carry the stretcher beds holding the 2 survivors, hence the name Stretcher Trail. So I'm just thinking in my mind, there was a mini army of guys, there was a doctor there, and they're all trying to get out to help these 2 and be part of that you know, historical event when they rescued 2 survivors from this airline that was, you know, they couldn't find, but Bernard, due to his bushman skills, found it and rose to fame, even though he was an extremely humble guy and a God-fearing guy. So I'm just thinking about that. They did it in the middle of the night. I'm doing it here when it's pristine weather, when it's, you know, just beautiful conditions. They did it in the middle of the night. Darkness, can't see anything. I don't know what kind of torches or lanterns they had, but far out. You know, what a story. What a tale. What a rescue. So I'm coming over to some other fallen log up here. I just want to capture that on film. Obviously, I'm not going to record this whole thing. I've only got so much battery power and memory card space, but just punching on. All right, here's something interesting. Just came across looks like a broken beer bottle. What's a broken beer bottle doing here in the middle of stretcher track? And it's interesting because I've hit jackpot. Jackpot in the form of the massive Gympie tree. Holy dooly. Here's another one. It's quite a large Gympie plant. There's also another one over here. Hey, here's a pretty nice fallen tree. The time now is 10:35 in the morning, as in real time. I can say I've done a lot of off-track negotiation on stretcher track already. Wow, it's just this massive tree that's fallen over here. Right across what was kind of the track. And this tree is slippery, and there's a trail right there. Let's just have a look. Wow. That is one big tree. Anyways, it's super slippery. Whoa. Let's jump back onto the track down here. It's so slimy and mossy. Due to the overgrowth, I can say and honestly testify, this is so easy to get off track, and you end up like in scrub, and you'll be meandering around until you turn around and figure out where there is the least path of least resistance. Whew. All right, I seem to have come to some kind of a tributary. That's pretty cool. There's some water right here. All right, let's keep going. Just amazes me how the trail often goes and becomes indistinguishable. I've just spent about 45 minutes just bush bashing through a much more lower section. I was more on the northwestern side. And it just still amazes me right now how I managed to get off track so much. Loads of lawyer vines here, and their tendrils just grab onto you like crazy. They don't want to let go. Lots of tree fall, like you can see right here. This one's not too bad. But I have to say, rugged. Extremely a rugged trail. So yeah, definitely not a track to be taken lightly, especially if you don't have a head for navigation. Yeah, forget it, don't do it. My hat's off to those guys who carved their way through here to get those men out again. Just respect for those guys. All right, just a quick update. Whew. Still on the Stinson track, stretcher track. And the time, well, I've done 15.5 kilometers so far. Been at it for 5 hours and 3 minutes. The time at the moment is just clocked over 1 o'clock. So that gives you an idea. Whew. This is no easy trail. And a lot of it is like this, what you're seeing right now. So, yeah, nothing's to talk about much. It's just trying to keep on it. That's the challenge. Trying to stay on stretcher track. All right, still powering on, and I've come to this really amazing tree. Whew, this is at the 16.3 kilometer mark. Don't know what this plastic is doing here. It's pretty nice. Very nice. According to my tracker, I've got about a kilometre, I think, until I get to the Stinson track, where the rocky Cairn marker should be. Oh, here's another nice tree root. Look at that. That is pretty spectacular. Every now and then might come across a bit of ribbon. This is pretty amazing, actually. Man, might bunker down here for the night. But I've got to keep going, I've got to keep moving. So yeah, it should be, I don't know, maybe just under a kilometre till I get to the main track. I'm keen to get there. Tell you what, this track has been quite rough and gnarly. Okay, and I've emerged out at Point Lookout. I've come down a lot further than where I expected to come out. Just stop here for a moment and give you some stats. It's 1:51 p.m. I've been hiking for 5 hours and 52 minutes. I've done 18 kilometers. All right, so that was tough as. I've emerged out from here. I'm going to go down and we'll have a look at that rocky Cairn marker where I should have emerged out, but somehow the GPX really wasn't good and so easy to navigate off track. If you haven't seen my other video here, straight down there is actually Point Lookout. This is the campsite, and up that way you'll end up going to like Ragatat Hut and up to O'Reilly's. All right, so let's crack on. Time's against me now. So once again, time is 1:54, so that's 2 o'clock basically. I need to rush on down here as quick as I can. I'm a little bit more, I don't know, happier, I guess, because I'm now upon a track that's a lot more easier to negotiate and see. Stretcher track, tough. There's no easy way to say it. I lost my tripod for my GoPro. I lost my water bottle that was hanging in my bag. Goodbye. Rest in peace. Tough. However, here we are up on the trail, very familiar with it, having done it before. And yeah, just feeling good, feeling good. All right, and here we go. This is the marker for the stretcher track. So this is where I wanted to come out, but I don't know, I deviated off the path. So, you know, mark my words, this is a tough track. You know, and we're talking 6 hours of hiking and getting lost constantly. So full credit to the guys for, you know, actually cutting through and making their way, making their way up this way. All right, here I am down at the Stinson remote campsite. The time is 2:08 p.m. and that's 18.87 kilometers, 6 hours and 7 minutes. No time to dilly-dally. Let's go. Time is against me. Just coming to my most favourite section from the Stinson campsite down to the clearing where the cliff edge is. These trees. I always love these trees. They're just, yeah, just so beautiful. Love them. We've got another massive fallen log down here too. Alright, just going through the rocky chute to get to the clearing here. Alright, so time is 2:25 p.m. Done 19 kilometers, 0.87, and total time hiking 6 hours 24 minutes. Let's keep going. No time for anything. Right, here's this rocky cliff with the rope. All right. All right, whew. We are at the turn-off. Time is 2:54 p.m. Hiking 6 hours and 53 minutes, 21.3 kilometers. Whew. And I won't lie, I am shagged. Honestly thought I'd have a bit more energy. And you know, maybe I could do the Stinson Wreck, also come down to West Rays, but time's really against me. It's 3 o'clock, so I've got to go all the way back. This is 1 hour of walking, and then I've got to go all the way back along the dirt road until it hits Bitumen Christmas Creek Road, and all the way back to Stinson campsite. Now I don't know, I might be able to hitchhike or catch a ride from someone going up the dirt road. Who knows? We'll see. Otherwise, it's a bit of a walk going back. Whew. Hey. So I just crossed the river, Christmas Creek, time 3:39 p.m. 3:39, 7 hours 38 minutes, 24.15 kilometers. Whew. Now I've got a big walk back to the car. All right, coming back to the car park here. Time is 3:46 p.m. 7 hours 45 minutes, 24.81 kilometers. Whew. I'm trying to jog what little I can, but I tell you what, my feet are absolutely thrashed. Whew. The afternoon sun. That's lovely. Buchanan's Fort in all its glory. It's amazing. Feeling shagged, I'll tell you what. All right, I'm coming up to where the Bitumen Road now intersects with the dirt road. Time 4:24 p.m. Hiking 8 hours 23 minutes, 29 kilometers. Whew. All right. Couple more clicks and then I'll be back at the car. Oh, my feet are tender. All right, I'm getting closer to the car. And You can see just to my left the saddle. That was the spectacular part. I have to tell you, that section, really, really beautiful to hike. And then you come to the Stinson track, and then all beauty is dashed. Oh, I'm just feeling it so much now. But yeah, so what do you reckon? Did you enjoy the hike with me? It's probably been one of my toughest yet, this whole Stinson stretcher track, doing the whole circuit in one day. I really didn't know if I was able to do it. I brought along my thermal blanket, emergency blanket, in case if I got stuck here tonight, and I could wrap myself up and just stay warm, because it's pretty freezing now, it's being winter. But I'm pretty wrapped. I'm just about coming to Gap Creek up here, so yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. And I'll put my Wikiloc trail up on Wikiloc. Don't go off that for the stretcher track, because I was getting lost every 50, or even less meters. It was crazy. Really, really overgrown, really tricky to navigate. So I don't recommend doing stretcher track. Not unless if you want to do it and you are navigationally capable and you've got a good head for it. Otherwise, I don't recommend doing it. I was getting a little bit concerned myself, because the amount of times I was getting lost, it was something else. Anyways, here we go, Gap Creek Road. All right, time is 4:39 p.m. 8 hours and 38 minutes, 30 kilometers, 0.61. We'll call it there. I'll tell you what, it's good to be back. All right, once again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this interesting. I put this up because I haven't seen any video of stretcher track here. I really admire the guys that rescued, the two survivors from the Stinson plane wreck. I admire Bernard O'Reilly. It's just a phenomenal, superhuman effort. I mean, it took everything out of me just to make it up to, the Stinson trail, let alone just navigating stretcher track. Anyways, that's enough talking. Thank you very much for watching. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you up on the next one.